Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie Kolev. I'm an instructor of Neurographica, and today I'm with Sara, who was our student. And Sara is going to tell us an amazing story how through Neurographica she was able to reestablish relationship with somebody who she loved before, but for 5 years she hasn't had any contact with him. So stay tuned to listen more. Welcome, Sara.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, and could you please tell us what is a little bit about your background?
So I was born in Cape Town, South Africa. You mean my background, my personal background?
Yes, what did you do? How did you came to Neurographica, and what other skill sets do you have?
Okay. So I was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and I emigrated to the United States when I was 16, and I was a professional dancer. I thought that was going to be my path to success, but at the age of 19, I developed an autoimmune disease and had to stop, which meant that I needed to figure out, what I was going to do. So I moved from LA to New York, and I started studying fashion design. And I ended up living in Italy, where I met the person that we will talk about. And then I was a fashion designer and a fashion stylist for 2 decades. And around 2015, I had a spiritual awakening and big life transformation, which resulted in me going down a journey of self-discovery and self-development. And now I am a transformative life coach and lifestylist. And I use a lot of different modalities such as Neurographica and yoga and primordial sound meditation, trained by the infamous Deepak Chopra and Ayurveda, and so many different beautiful, wonderful things in my coaching practice to help other women and teenage girls transform their lives and reclaim themselves. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you were helping people to look beautiful and transform themselves from outside, and now you're doing it from inside. Beautiful. And can you tell us how did you find Neurographica, and about the basic user course, any experiences that you had, and what did it brought you?
Yeah, so it's really serendipitous. There are no accidents, right? I got certified in the Robin Medanis Life Coaching Strategic Intervention Program, which is, if anyone knows, Tony Robbins.
Yes.
And in that, during that certification, I was in a cohort with other coaches. And one of the coaches who lives in Cyprus introduced me to Neurographica. And so I was immediately hooked because, as you can imagine, I was a very creative person as a fashion designer, and I hadn't picked up a Prismacolor marker or chart pack marker or a fine tip pen in years, over 15 years. Wow. So for me to hold a pen and a marker and a pencil crayon in my hand again and reconnect it to paper and create was just incredible. So at first it was out of curiosity and for my own self-study. And then I learned that I could get certified in it and actually use it. Well, not the basic user.
Later, yes.
But I went on to specialist with you and Anna. But I was like, there's no stopping this train. I need this. I need to be able to use this in my practice to help support my own clients. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you started basic user course first, and any changes, would you describe what happened to you personally? Any changes in your life, and how was the basic user course for you at the time there?
Well, this is where my story comes into play with this person that I was met in my 20s, and who we had a very deep soul connection with one another, and we reconnected in our 40s. And for over 5 years, we had no contact. He would not communicate with me. He completely blocked me. And it was very painful for me because he did that in my 20s too. And so there was once again, there was no resolution. I was struggling with letting go that energy, the energetic connection. So during the basic user certification, I used him as my topic, how to sort of move past it so that I could let in another romantic partner. Because I feel like there's someone circulating, but there's a block, there's some kind of an energetic block. And yeah, through those algorithms, I decided one day to reach out to him. I was like, I'm going to give it one more go. And he responded immediately this time.
Wow.
However, it created some triggering that I did not expect. It sort of took me back to the way I may have responded in my 20s or 6 years ago before I did all the work. Mm-hmm. And so I then decided to use the 21-day challenge. I did it on my own. I just said, I'm just going to use this for 21 days. And I decided to do it around the topic of surrender. So letting go of all attachments. Yeah.
So you use the basic user course, what you learned from the basic user course, and you did the 21 days on one topic.
Exactly. One topic. And I was committed. And not only did it allow me to let go of any attachments around this relationship and be open to all the infinite possibilities, which, by the way, he and I are cultivating a beautiful friendship now that I never would have expected. And it's quite amazing. But I'm also able to let go and surrender to pretty much everything now. It's unbelievable. Like if I'm presented with a challenge, I'm like, okay, it's okay. We'll just pivot. We'll move in a different direction. So yeah, it was amazing.
You have removed all the blocks for you, and you're in the flow.
I'm in the flow. I'm allowing life to guide me and teach me the lessons that need to be taught, and learned. Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think the basic user course is for? What kind of people would be benefit from the basic user course?
Yeah, I think really it could be for anyone really, but more specifically anyone that's on their own healing journey that is looking to explore different modalities. It could be for anyone who feels that perhaps their throat chakra and their ability to communicate and express transparently, not just to the world, but to themselves. It's a really beautiful instrument to open up those channels of communication through a different methodology. And then I would say for anyone that's a coach that wants to bring in this modality into their practice, because we certainly do have clients that have such strong limiting beliefs and blocks, and aren't even able to access into some parts of their subconscious, that this is a great way to bring that out. And I'm also the mother of 2 teenagers.
Oh, wow.
Who really struggle with often communicating because they don't know how to put words to the feelings. And so I've been loving using this with them. And my teenage clients, I work with a lot of teenagers. And it's a tool that they can use outside of coaching. They can do it on their own.
Yes.
So once you have the knowledge, you can, use it at any point. My daughter actually flew for the first time after 2 years because of COVID, and she did Neurographica on the plane because she had anxiety around taking off around flying.
That's the best part. I'm still doing it every time I have to fly. Yes.
Yes. So and she's only 12 years old. She's going to be 13 soon, but it helps her.
Yes, it's very good. Perfect. And then you took the specialist course after the basic user course. During the specialist course, you had to work with 2 clients. Could you share if there were any significant results that you have seen with your clients?
Yes. My warm client had a major breakthrough during one of the algorithms where she realized her technology block around computers and all of that wonderful stuff actually had to do with her diminished relationship with her brother.
Oh.
And she didn't realize that her block with technology was actually the fact that her brother, who always helped her with technology, was no longer a part of her life, and that she needed to recover that relationship. It had nothing to do with technology at all.
How deep it is.
I know.
Yeah.
It was amazing when she had that moment to bear witness to that. My cold client had a lot of blocks about, she's an Alexander technique practitioner and lives in Italy. And she had a lot of blocks around how to get the work out into the world, how to market herself, how to connect her technique and her wisdom with others. And since then, we actually had a check-in last week. She is thriving. Her business is thriving, and she's speaking at events, and she's doing online webinars. And so that limiting belief, the sort of barrier that she had between herself and getting the work out there, has completely dissolved.
Fantastic. Yes, that's a very good result. Great. And would you say it was difficult for your cold client, which means somebody who doesn't know anything about Neurographic and doesn't know how to do it, doesn't have any expertise, but still you coached her? Was it difficult for her to do the coaching with you, to start drawing?
So to be honest, she is an illustrator, so she actually is quite creative. No, it was not difficult for her at all, but I will say I did it with my mom, who is not an artist, and she loved it.
Good. And then
it's not difficult to do. It's really not difficult. It's pretty simple,
Perfect. Yeah. Great. And so the specialist course obviously is good for coaches, but it's also good for personal use, right? You had to first do all the cases with yourself. How was it for you?
I loved it. It was, I just, another thing I wanted to bring up when you asked who is this good for, the basic user, is anyone that struggles with mindfulness practice or meditation. And I am a primordial sound meditation instructor, so I teach people how to meditate using a mantra, but not everyone can do that. It's a challenge for some people to sit in stillness and silence and to stop, or to, not that we're supposed to stop the thoughts, but it takes practice. So one thing I want to say about Neurographica is that it gives you the mindfulness practice by default. You go into a meditative state. And so for me, doing the specialist course actually helped me with my own mindfulness practice. Yeah. As well as working through many, limiting beliefs and setting some designing my website. It helped me to get that going. So it really just gave me the energy and the push to continue to manifest and achieve some things that I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right. With drawing Neurographica, your mind goes into alpha state ways, and so it's closer to meditation. And people, especially technical people, men who are IT professionals, are having hard time meditating, but this is very easy for them.
Yeah.
Thank you. And now at the end, the question that I ask is, was it worth the money that you paid, and how would you rate our courses and our teachings?
Okay, well, yes, it was worth every single penny spent. I think the value is so well worth it. Again, this is not a one-off thing. Once you have the skills, you can use it for life. So it's sort of the gift that doesn't stop giving, if you will. It's a beautiful investment into yourself or into your practice, and you get a 5-star rating. Actually, can I give you like 100 stars out of 5?
Thank you. Yes, we'll take all the stars and we'll
Okay.
we'll
Yeah, no, it's fireworks. It's infinite. It's really, I have so much gratitude to both you and Anna for what you have given to me and what you have taught me. It's a practice that I'm going to use for the rest of my life, not just on myself, but with everyone and anyone I know, really. So, yeah.
Thank you. This is wonderful to hear for a teacher or for somebody who wants to share what they know, the knowledge that people who are learning are going to be using it. So thank you. I'm very touched by this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You
Thank you
too.
so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.